I'm taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut season off top, you stop breathing.
Yeah, what's good, Joe? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where as always, the shit's real, we talk about it. You know, I'm your host for tonight, Pat Scorpio, doing representing. As always, I got my man with me. I'll let him introduce himself.
Hey, yo, what's good? You know who this is, your boy King P, Bodega Boxing in the building. Ring Game Radio all day, Monday night boxing. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Hey, yo, man, so who's banned from the bodega this week?
Oh, we'll get into that later on, because certain people caping for certain races that may or may no longer be with us, that needs to be talked about. We're going to talk about that later.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And I have a feeling I know what it is, and yeah, we need to talk about it because it's starting to get a little disgusting out there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. You know, we had a couple of cards this past weekend. One of which that King P over here was able to go to. Basically, it's known as Top Rank's last show on ESPN for the time being. Or at least the rumors are being that ESPN doesn't want to be tied down to one promoter anymore. That they actually want to kind of air other fights from any other promoter or any promotion. But we'll see how that goes. But this is the last fight under the 9-year deal that they kind of signed, or 7. Excuse me, it was like 7 years. It was a 7-year deal.
I was gonna say it hasn't been 9. It hasn't been 9 years, but
no. I thought it was like no, it's 7 because I remember when they did it though. But yeah, no, King P, man. So yeah, tell us, man, like, you know, what was the vibe like? And I know you probably watch more of like the prelims and stuff like that, and we'll definitely get more when we get up the card. You know, because I definitely have my thoughts on the main and the co-main and stuff like that, though. But what was the overall vibe of the crowd and everything?
Oh, it was fucking lit. Like that shit was packed. The crowd showed up early. They pulled up early.
Okay.
So, and like everybody, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Mexicans. There was so many flags. There was people coming from Brooklyn, the Bronx, all over the place because we had a healthy assortment of everybody. So it was the vibes were there. It definitely passed the vibe check.
Okay, that's what it is.
So like I said, and the Dominicans showed up early because there was a couple of Dominicans. So you know, they definitely came to support their compadres. So. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Broadway. I seen him, Broadway Joel. I seen him front and center. I seen him waving the Dominican flag. I seen him with all his people. So, you know what I'm saying? I chopped up with him. So, salute to Broadway. So,
salute Broadway Joel. Yep.
It was, what up, Marquise? What up, gang?
What's good, Marquise?
So, yeah, no, it was good chopping up with the people and just, you know, checking out the vibe and shit like that. So yeah, it started off good. Like it off so far, and it got better as the night went by. So
okay,
you know, I'm happy with the crowd. There were people that were like, "Damn, this should have been." I can't tell you. There was a bunch of people that left thinking, "Damn, this should have been in the big room."
Yeah, for some reason, Top Rank never. I mean, there had a few exceptions. Obviously, remember when we saw Crawford and Mean Machine and Teofimo and Comey. It wasn't the big room. It was in the big room, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
they put that in the big room. When Teo fought Sandor, it was in the big room. Trying to remember what else was in the big room. I think there was a Loma fight in the big room, I believe. I'm trying to remember which one though.
Yeah, no, I think there were a couple in the big room, but it just seemed like Top Rank was never consistent. Either they underestimated the crowd that they were going to get, or they just was like, okay, we don't want to have the expectation of trying to fill up everything and then go to the smaller room and have it like, oh yeah, it's a full house, that type of deal.
Well, I think honestly, just from what I know about Madison Square Garden. I think part of it was, I don't think you know this, but like to be in the big room, it's expensive. The fees for MSG are crazy. Like
I believe it, yeah.
And so like to get in the big room, you got to pay more. So like sometimes they're looking at it like it's not worth the amount the money we gotta pay, regardless of what we're gonna make back on it. So we just Top Rank being Top Rank. So
yeah, Marky said this was in the Mick Collin Hulu house.
yes. I know Crawford Khan was MSG. Yes, that was.
Yeah, for sure, that was. Shout out to Mick Collin. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Mick Collin was one of the funniest boxers I ever met. Though, dude had jokes immediately. Like when I came up to him and I chatted with him, he went with like 5. He roasted me with light jokes for it was just like in his first 5 like words he said to me. Like, dude was wild.
He was a character. He was a character.
Yeah, he was a good guy though. It's just a shame though that his durability is taking a big hit, so he's doing his own thing now. But hopefully he does rebound. At least he gets that little world title before he does kind of retire. But we'll see. Yep. But yeah, shout out to Mick Collin.
Yep.
So the vibes were right. The crowd was there and everything like that. Now, in terms of the in-ring action, because I missed the prelims because I was kind of out and about in Newport. So I didn't.
So I'll give you the rundown from the prelims. The first fight was a debut, Julius Ballo against Brandon Ayala. I only got to see the last couple rounds. Nothing. I would need to see more of this bio kid. So I really don't have much to say. It looked good from what I saw. So, but like I said, I didn't get to see the whole fight. Then it was, and this actually was a better fight than I thought, and then I was expecting. Steven Navarro against Christopher Rios. And,
I heard that was a close fight.
And I this is my first time getting to actually see Steven Navarro up close. I've always heard good things about him, but he was in a dog fight with Rios. Like, it was a legit dog fight. Like the first 5 rounds, I had Rios up 3-2. I'm like, oh shit! They both got in good work, but Rios had the more eye-catching shots and was like landing harder. By the second round, Navarro was busted up. He had a cut open, and Rios was tough because Navarro could crack, and Rios was just walking right through and punching with him, hitting him with hard combinations. So it was a dog fight. And then at the later half, Navarro got settled down and really started working and throwing more cleaner punches, and he ended up squeaking out the decision. But like, it was a close fight. It honestly could have went either way.
He looks beatable. He looks beatable.
What's up?
He looks beatable. I mean, he doesn't look like a undefeated type prospect. Navarro.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not. And like, the only reason then I saw the scorecards and I was like, he won because they gave him the last round, and that last round he lost that last round. So I was like, yeah, it was definitely interesting scorecards. But you know what I'm saying, it was a good fight though. So shout out to both of them. I gotta see more of these guys. Rios was a dog. I left more impressed with Rios than Navarro. Then afterwards was Jan Santana.
Yes,
Aaron Alameda, and this is when the Dominicans were out in full force. Like,
I believe it.
Yeah.
How was his pop? Like, how was Santana's pop? Like, how was he? Did he seem strong? Because he couldn't budge that back. He has power. You could tell, but when I'm up close and when I'm up close, I try to listen to see what the punches sound like when they land. And so, like, I could tell by the way he hits that he's got pop. Hold up, Marquis said Navarro smoked dude in his debut in ABQ. They need to run that fight back. Yes, they need to run that fight back. That last fight, but I think Santana can crack, and he's got speed. The problem is that he puts his hands are low. Like, he's not defensively responsible. So like, if he was a faster fighter, will make him pay for the shit he does. Because he just he comes in arms to like chest, not keeping his hands up. And like I said, that's a bad habit. That might come back to bite him. But overall, it was a good fight. He overwhelmed Alameda with his output, and his fast hands. But I don't know, some people weren't all that impressed with this match. So
see, Alameda though, he's a tough guy because one of these two is like I thought maybe Santana would be able to pull the trick and actually stop him but then it was foolhardy. But then like I realized this is a guy that went 12 with Neri and pretty much had Neri in trouble. Like Neri couldn't do anything with him, and Leo had a hard fight with him too.
But that was at 122, right? Both those fights.
Those were at 122. Those were 122.
126. Sometimes a featherweight, if I'm not mistaken. So
Santana. Oh, go ahead, P.
No, he could punch. He could punch.
Yeah, he can absolutely punch.
So, like, I don't think it's a matter of Jan not being able to punch. I just think Alameda is tough.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I was like, damn. I was hoping he would stop him instead of just, but I was like, damn. I mean, it was worth the shot, because Alameda is like, say, because he's. I mean, I was thinking that maybe he would be caught though, but I think that's where my parlay busted. And then after that too, I thought that was going to be the only loss I had, but we'll get into that as we get farther down the card.
And then the next fight was Juanma Lopez Jr.
His power is crazy.
Yeah, he definitely inherited his dad's power. Lit dude up and got him out of there in the first round. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, I saw the knockout everyone was talking about because I remember I was on Twitter and everyone was mentioning like, God damn, he punches loud. So I happened to see the punch. Yeah, like I mean, dude definitely inherited his father's power and stuff like that. I was like, geez.
Yeah, he can hopefully he didn't inherit his father's chin. So.
Well, I'm not saying Walmart had a decent chin until he ran to Salido. Like Salido kind of ruined him.
He's more his like. Maybe it was more his durability. Like over time, like he just became less and less durable.
I mean, all Walmart's losses came from KOs, I think.
Yeah. So, but what I'm saying, I definitely got to see more of Walmart Jr. I like what I've seen so far. So, but he's only 2 fights in, so we'll see as we go along.
Right.
Then the next one was it was Rohan Polanco. So then the next Dominican came up. So
of course
he was supposed to do what Norman couldn't, but that stopped after it didn't happen. Sorry.
In Randall. But the thing is that so I'll say that Randall is a more like he's a better how do I say this?
He's spoiler for sure.
He's a better version of Sandor Martin. Like
I like he's a spoiler type. Like I know
spoil, but like he's more effective at it. And he was giving low-key was giving Polanco a hard time. Because, Polanco was just frustrated because the jab and the awkwardness. Like, I can't tell you how many times Polanco was hitting him on the top of the head.
The shoulder and the back. The shoulder and the back. Yeah, I saw that shit.
He was getting frustrated. He wasn't able to hit cleanly. It got chippy quite a bit.
I feel like I just want to interject real quick on Polanco. Like, he's getting a lot of hype. Like, a lot of people were saying he's going to KO Quentin Randall like Norman couldn't. And both, obviously Randall's a guy that's hard to look good against. But the lack of the jab, the lack level changes, not putting your punches together. Like, Polanco hasn't looked good to me his last 2 fights. I don't know. I think they need to teeter down on the hype a little bit. I don't know.
But I'll say this: the feedback for Polanco is all over the place. Some people really liked this performance. Some people did not like it at all. Some people are higher on him as a talent, and some people are lower on him. Like, it's all the opinions vary. There's not a distinct opinion on this one. I still like Polanco, but he still after this fight, I can tell he's still a little bit of a work in progress. So they need to calm down on getting him. Oh well, he could beat this person. He could put him against Norman. No, if he fights Norman right now, that's Norman would hurt him.
Norman would hurt him. Yeah, I don't know, like a guy like Tiger. I know he did pat because Tiger Johnson was kind of ahead of the curve against like in terms of them two, but Polanco was getting KO, so he kind of got more top billing, I guess. But a guy like Tiger, if his chin hold up, could probably beat Polanco. I'm not Tiger Johnson. I'm just saying like that kind of. I know that they'll never make it because it's 2 prospects. But this is like something to think about. I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't really consider them prospects at this point.
I mean, yeah, they're prospenders, I guess. But
The prospenders.
Prospenders. But overall, it was a good match. The Dominicans were happy, so let's say that. And that was it for the prelims. Then it was the main card. The funny thing was, Emiliano Vargas was up. I was getting popcorn. I was going to get my snacks real quick. I come back. I'm coming down the aisle, and as I'm coming down the aisle watching the fight, boom, the left hook. I was like, just floored him. I was like, what the fuck? Like, just quick out of nowhere. Like, Emiliano shot that hook from out of cannon. Just fucking dropped Espinoza. Like
he's crushing them cans. He's crushing them cans, but now he's getting hype and he's like Ryan Garcia type shit. You know what I'm saying? He's knocking them out, but he is fighting dudes that aren't really.
But, hey, you're not getting paid by the hour, so
yeah, exactly. See, I mean, it's definitely at the point right now. I mean, I know the kid is 21, but it's definitely he's clearly the star brother in the whole trio. Like, Top Rank now needs to put him near at least a veteran or someone that's like a lower rank contender.
A credible name. I know it's still kind of early, but I mean, it's time to give him a little step up. Like, come on now.
I mean, let's put it this way. Like, they successfully managed to do this with Keyshawn Davis. They upped his competition early, and they did it perfectly until, of course, it remains to see what Keyshawn goes after what he pulled. But they built up Keyshawn perfectly in terms of, like, because they wanted to kind of rush his career along. They kind of like they put him in the fire like early, and he kind of passed the test. Like, and then in this guy, I mean, Emiliano seems to be the goods. They need to start doing that with him because crushing cans is good though, but he's getting to almost 20 fights. Like, you got to at least fight like a known guy or at least a faded ex-champion or somebody. Get somebody on that record.
Somebody that challenged for a title or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Drag up Pedraza, fuck it. Just bring him from wherever he's at. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but like I said, though, I like the kid. The kid has upside. He has a lot of upside, but I think it's just now that Top Rank should now kind of. I mean, it's time to let him, try to take the training wheels off and see what he can do. I mean, shit. His father got thrown to the wolves
too quickly,
like mad early.
Too quickly, a little quick. Yeah, that was a little too quick.
Well, I mean, too quick is so. I mean, but before he fought Tito, he beat like 3 world champions.
He did, yeah, that's true. But the Tito shit didn't fuck him up though. I mean, it kind of changes.
Yeah, I mean, it was just unfortunate that Tito was the one that kind of changed his trajectory. How
was the reception for Emiliano? P, like, was it a big pop? Pause for
no. He definitely got a good cheer. So there was a bunch of Mexicans. So the Mexicans were fucking with him. So.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. To this day, like, I mean, Fernando Vargas still gets plenty of respect because he threw himself into the fire and he fought like this. Like you like to say, he fought like a stereotypical Mexican. So it was just like And I don't think Vargas will get booed.
Marquis said, at least someone with a box rec pick. I agree.
No, Espinoza did have a box rec pick. I did because I'm actually on it right now. So it's progress.
Yeah, but everybody was hyped with that. And then next was fucking Shushu Carrington, and everybody, all the Brooklynites were out. The crowd was definitely behind him. I think this was the loudest pro Shushu crowd I've heard so far. He's had quite a bit of them. So I'm like, okay, the buzz is starting to grow. So let's see if we can take advantage of it. And he fights Matias Hayda, and I don't know what to say, man.
It's just things like it's like some fighters have to understand that certain occasions call for certain type of performances. Like,
and this was not it.
This was not it. And for this thing, Shushu has power. Shushu can box. Shushu had when he's on point, he's a good combination puncher. But for some reason, if he gets too comfortable in his first gear, he stays in their first gear.
Those Africans, I mean, I know he did better this time than against Sagawa, but those Africans be giving him issues, man.
I mean, no, Sagawa was giving him real issues. This one wasn't, but he was still. I mean, he was still rugged.
But he let him stick around for way too long. That was my issue.
I mean, the guy was undefeated and shit, but like, yeah, you should have. I mean, P, you said in the chat, you said he was getting a lot of hype, New York shit, New York and all that. But
yeah,
by
the midway point, they were booing him. The boos started ringing in because they just weren't happy with the performance. The thing, like, he was annoying me because he does that shoe shine where it's like 2-3 punches and then just sits there and admires his work, pose for the camera. That pisses me off. Like, that's honestly like a pet peeve of mine. Like, you might as well just step on the gas and get him out of there instead of spending your time fucking just shining for the cameras after 1-2s. Like, so that was annoying me, and it was just like if he would have went to the body, if he would have had a sustained body attack, he probably would have stopped Hayata because Hayata wasn't reacting well to the body shots, and he just kind of just abandoned it just to do shoe shine shots. So
yeah, it was too much of a clinic, and it wasn't like like causing like real damage to like. I mean, it was just like, oh hey, let me just outbox this guy, and and show that I can go 12 rounds. It was that type of performance. It wasn't like, hey, let me try to fish him in the distance. Just to so I can get to my dressing room earlier and get out and go about my evening type of shit.
He looked good against that I think it was an Asian Filipino guy he knocked out. Like, he's always so he's like kind of Shushu's kind of hot and cold. It feels like sometimes he be looking like the next up. The other times it's like, don't fucking call it Espinosa. You're not gonna fight Espinosa type shit. You know what I mean? With him, it's like every so often. Like, how do you think he fared against Nick Ball? Honestly,
Nick Ball he'll beat. Nick Ball's not good. But fucking Espinosa, and he called out Espinosa. Espinosa was there. Espinosa will dog walk him.
I don't believe it. I don't believe he's gonna fight. I think Espinosa's gonna. Yeah, I don't think anybody really willing to fight Espinosa.
That's just a bad style because of the size and the work rate. Because Espinosa's not gonna let you pose for the camera while you do the little silent agreement of 2-3 shots and just stare there. No, he gonna whack you while you if you gonna shine for the camera, he gonna give you a shiner while you waiting.
Yeah.
While you waiting for the cameras. So
for sure. Like, I mean, Espinosa. Like, I mean, because me and LB were talking about this too. Like, Espinosa will dog. Espinosa guys. Shushu, he's not. His performance isn't mature enough. Like, he has a lot of raw talent, but he hasn't reached that type of maturity yet. Physical maturity yet.
He's close to 30, which is like, it's like time is not ticking, but I mean, like, you've been kind of on the same level for a little too long to me, man. I don't know.
Right.
You haven't even fought like the Baez Villa or Joet. You haven't fought a guy that's challenged for a title yet. And you're like 29 and shit. Like, come on, Shushu. I don't know.
Like I said, I mean, when Sagawa is probably your hardest challenge, and like I said, Sagawa is one of your, he's a rugged fighter, and that was a fight that he just didn't look at. I mean, truthfully, I thought he should have ran that back though, but I can see why they probably were like, we're not gonna do that because that guy was a little bit too rough.
It was rough and rugged, and not in a good way.
Yeah. So I get you went 12 rounds and you're cool with it, but it's just like there was no knockdowns or nothing.
And now he's the interim champion. He's he should be. I'll say this: Shushu better be lucky that Fulton's not coming back down, because that's not something he would want.
Well, I did see a side. I did see Fulton disgruntled, probably because the Tank fallout not happening. So the him and Foster fight is like kind of in limbo. It seems like, or at least delayed. Fulton gets emotional on Twitter and shit. And so,
I mean, they'll probably fight, but I mean, it depending on how. I know Tank is probably going to court this week or some shit like that. It depends on what. I guess it depends on what Tank does. Like, if Tank is not, if it doesn't look like Tank is going to fight for a while, then I'm sure it's probably going to be, it's going to be a prime card where they're the main event or something, or the co-main event, and they're going to just going to run it, or either that, or they're going to throw it on, Crawford, Canelo.
They're going to have eventually. It's a good fight, but yeah.
Yeah. So Shushu, at least he's a point, because if Fulton beats Foster for his belt, then Fulton's not going back down, and then Shushu will have a belt, and then most likely he'll have it will make it more attractive for him to go fight Espinosa in a unification.
Yep.
Now, is that a good idea? Considering I think we all think Shushu just needs more work. I mean,
I still want to see the fight. No, I want to see it. Because he wants it. If he wants it, then I want it too. Pause.
Yeah, I hear you. And yeah, Shushu, yeah, and Andrew, yeah, Shushu almost put me to sleep. And the funny thing too is like Shushu. I mean, he does when he's on. But yeah, like I said, sometimes he gets in his own head sometimes, and it's just like, oh, let me admire this and stuff.
I don't think it's. I don't know. I don't think he puts people to sleep. I just think he leaves people upset because he has more to give, and he could have easily put his foot on the gas and gotten him out of there, but he was content with shoe shining and scoring shots that were just like, they were eye catching, but it was just like, oh, all right, like this is getting repetitive, whatever, like, whatever, we don't care no more, boo. Like, so yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah, no. I mean, like I said, we're still high on Shushu, but it's just we just want him to kind of turn the corner. Like I say, I mean, I hate comparing everyone to Keyshawn because Keyshawn turned the corner early, so it's like you want him to do it too, because honestly, I think with what Shushu, if he had that force, could actually kind of maybe move into that Keyshawn lane, but like I said, it remains to be seen.
Yep. So it is what it is with that. So we'll hopefully the next go around will be better. Yeah. But yeah.
The main event, though, again, like we mentioned before, it should be a performance that should be like people should be able to kind of read the room and be like, okay, this is what I need to do. I need to look impressive to do it, not just like I just need to do it.
It was a good scrap. I will say that it was entertaining. So because Perez was there, was trying to beat up in his grill all night, and
that one body shot hurt.
He was wild. Like Perez was wild. So like it was like he fought he was the proverbial bull in a china shop, like just mad aggressive, mad wild, like not tamed at all, like and not in a good way. Like it was like, yo, like I was waiting to see if Zayas could possibly run him into something, but it never happened. Like, and he hit him with some shots. He came in and hit him with the left hook, then with the right hand. Like, so both of them were throwing hands, and both of them were hitting each other like real good shots. Eventually, Zayas was actually able to kind of tame him a little bit. Like by like the 4th, 5th round, Perez wasn't as gung ho to just step in and just bum rush him uncontrollably. Yeah. But like the thing was that Zayas boxed well. The problem was that like there were times where there was a couple of occasions where he rocked Perez and Perez was stunned. But for some reason, either Zayas didn't realize he was hurt, or just didn't take advantage of it.
He didn't want to commit. He felt like he didn't want to commit at times.
No, but it's weird because he's hurt. You might just fucking commit, just throw something. Like the one time where he did commit, like which was like later on, like I forgot what round it was, like the 7th or 8th, where like Perez was hit with a right hand that clearly shook him up. And clearly his legs weren't underneath him. And Zayas finally like saw it and tried to jump on it. But it was too late. And Garcia had kind of just gotten his wits about him and kind of recovered enough that like, okay, now he was able to just push through. So at the end though, I would say this. After the 9th round, the weight cut took its toll because Zayas was running on fumes by the 9th round.
Yeah, that's so too. And that's when Perez actually had his best work of the fight in those last couple of rounds.
I guess Perez killed somebody back in Mexico, so I can see Zayas kind of not wanting to, because I thought a body shot hurt him a little early in the fight, and I'm still maintaining the Zayas is kind of the Puerto Rican Haney in a sense at 154. Just I don't care what y'all say. I just see some elements of similarity, but I think he won. He won like 9-3. Like what did y'all score? Like 9-3, 10-2. Like he clearly won the fight.
I had an 8-4. I had 8-4.
It was like 8-4 for me too. Yeah, but yeah.
Marquis said Xander is legit too big for 154. Yeah, that weight cut was crazy. Like you could tell he was feeling the effects of it later because he took an enormous cut. Like and he rehydrated. He looked like a light heavyweight in there.
So see, this is what they like. I get it. I mean, because Xander. I mean, he started out. Did he start out at welterweight? Like, and he actually
he momentarily at 147. Very momentarily, but he was also fucking 17 years old. So
yeah,
he said we 7 years later or five years later. Yeah, he's 22. So yeah, so he's outgrown 154. So,
I mean, he started at welter. I remember at welter he was knocking people out. You know, like when he was like really young, 17, 18, he was at 147, and unfortunately he grew out of it, and he hasn't really stopped anybody since then. But he does have good boxing skills. I mean, but
I mean, he performed admirably, but it's just like again, it should have been. I feel like it should have been more of a start. I mean, I get it. Like the B side of it, like I mean, he got him because he got. I mean, it would if he did it to Charles Conwell, maybe the victory would have probably spoke more. But like I said, Perez, unfortunately, he managed to upset Conwell, who of course we've already talked about that he was probably spoiling on the vine a little bit himself, and just managed to catch him at the right time to get this title shot. And then and unfortunately, like I said, Pete Perez was. I wouldn't say he's one-dimensional, but he just wasn't equipped for that type of boxing, at least not until Zayas kind of slowed down in the fight.
Yep, you are correct.
But I mean, hey, Puerto Rico has another world champion. Y'all have like 4 now, because before it was like a whole drought out there.
It was only Collazo.
Yeah, it was like Collazo.
Yeah, I mean the crowd was happy with the performance though. In the post fight, he talked about, he said he thought Garcia was a tricky, tough fighter. Didn't really said I didn't believe him, but he said he wasn't really feeling any effects in the later rounds. He wasn't drained or anything like that. But I think that's just him saying that. But he was clearly like running on fumes.
Yeah, he was labored
by the 11th round. So he might just be trying to convince himself. But he said he was a tough fighter. He wasn't trying to knock him out. He was just taking it how it went. And he wants to have his first defense in Puerto Rico. He wants the champions. He called out Fundora. He's even calling out Fundora. So it's interesting.
Yeah, Fundora. I mean, I'm not saying because Fundora is definitely not unbeatable to me. He's still not. But Zayas isn't punching like that to really get Fundora's type of respect.
That's true, but I would still want to see it.
Yeah, I do too, because I mean that was supposed to be the fight. And then Fundora gave up the belt to go fight Zoo.
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't liked the way that Fundora's been moving when it comes to Zayas. Like that, my ears kind of perk up with this shit. Like Zayas was backstage in Fundora's, not this fight with it was with Cordell Booker. He was back. I guess Zayas was backstage because he was trying to have a face-off with Fundora after he fought, and Fundora just kind of blew him off, which is crazy. And then apparently Zayas is saying that Fundora wanted to put a catch weight on Zayas.
Or like a rehydration clause too.
Sorry, a rehydration clause, not a catch weight. A rehydration.
Oh, that's kind of pussy. That's terrible.
Crazy. That's so crazy. Like that. See stuff like that when a fighter is moving like this, I don't like it. I don't like it. It makes my eyebrows perk up.
But I wonder why. Is it just the boxing skill? I mean, Fundora. I'm sure they don't have the same reach because, like I said, one of Fundora's biggest weaknesses is people that have his reach, like a Jamante Clark, who gave him all types of fits because he was able to touch him easily. So I wonder if that's maybe it's just the boxing or the movement or whatever. I'm trying to figure out. I'm just trying to see what actually kind of spooked Fundora into facing Zayas.
But y'all would say the top 3. I mean, are Fundora, Virgil Ortiz and probably Bachram, or would y'all put Zayas in the mix too? I mean, that's like, you know what I'm saying, at 154 currently.
I mean, you gotta put him in the mix, but he's probably at the end of that list because Perez is like his first real kind of notable opponent, so to speak.
So I mean, you can't put him any higher. So
yeah.
And then who's so you got Fundora, you got Mirzaev, and who's the other champion?
I mean, no, those are Bud, but he don't count because Bud's never fighting that.
Yeah, Bud's not.
I mean, Virgil has never got a belt, but Virgil's got to be up there still.
Isn't Virgil the interim?
He's the interim, yeah. He's the interim.
So he should be fighting for a belt soon, though.
Hopefully, eventually, you know.
I think.
Things are getting.
I mean, yes. I mean, he's the interim for. I mean, so he's probably the number one contender for Fondora's belt, but who knows if Fondora will actually go after him.
Well, Fondora's got to fight somebody. Something's got to give. So
yeah, exactly.
The thing is that, and it's funny because a lot of people were like, there were a lot of people that they wanted to see Fondora fight Zayas over a rematch with Zoo, and then we see what happened, and it's like, maybe we should have gotten the Fondora fight, so the Zayas fight. I'm still wondering, you know, what that would be like. Even if everybody thinks Zayas is food, let's see Fondora do it.
Zayas has good skills, and Fondora has improved.
So apparently, from what I've heard, what I heard was the notion behind going after Zoo instead of Zayas was apparently the powers that be feel like the Zayas fight didn't need to happen now, that they always felt that they could go back to that fight. Mm-hmm. Whereas apparently they felt like with the way Zoo is moving, they felt like it was more likely that he loses again soon because of just the way he moves and the fights he takes. Mm-hmm. So they figured, I guess, you might as well get that fight in now.
Just cash it out type of thing.
Because if you wait too long for that rematch, you might not get it because Zoo will probably lose again.
Right.
So, which makes me wonder if the powers that be thought that Keith would have beaten Zoo.
On PBC side. You're talking about PBC side? You're talking about PBC side, right? With Thurman?
Yeah. So, it's interesting. But like I said, they got to circle back to that because I still really want to see that. Mirzaev is going to be busy with Lupin. So,
it is kind of funny, though, in regard to Thurman Zoo, because a year and a half ago, other than maybe me and P and Shutter, most would think Zoo would slaughter Thurman, you know. But now it's like, what really would have happened?
Yep. It's gonna be,
I'll go ahead, P.
I was gonna say it would have been a good fight though. And I still think that Fondora and Zayas will be a good fight, regardless of what you think about. Well, is he gonna beat this person? Like, no, like even if he beats him easy, it's still a good fight, and I still want to see it. So that's all I got to say about that. Yeah. Overall good night of boxing.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, I would say too, like, I mean, I can understand the criticisms. Like, I mean, obviously with it being the last contracted ESPN show for Top Rank or whatever, I know some people have been saying, like, yeah, this is exactly the reason why they're getting thrown off ESPN and so on and so forth, stuff like that. I mean, I've seen a whole bunch of tweets like that. I'm just like, you know, and they're like, oh yeah, this is just this is where ESPN's money, you know, went to and all that, to nothing. So it's, you know, yeah. Like I said, I mean, I hope, you know, that ESPN does not. I mean, because it'll be weird to be the worldwide leader in sports, but don't have probably the oldest American sport on there and not you know, and not covering it in any fashion. You know, that shit's just too crazy to me. So yeah, I mean, I know Top Rank has mentioned before they're gonna do streaming as well as a regular TV channel, but you know, remains to be seen, you know, what that's gonna be. I mean, I know they're probably gonna go on a little summer hiatus for at least I know for August, but we'll see what happens because Monster fights in September, so they're gonna have to kind of figure out whether Monster, what they're gonna, I'm sure they have to kind of reveal what it's going to be, or is Monster going to be airing on the Zone, which is the other, which is most likely going to be the alternative if Top Rank doesn't say what their plans are.
No, brother.
But like I said, Top Rank, like I said, I mean, I wish it went out with a little bit more of a bang, at least especially with the main and co-main. But hey, you got at least there was a new champion and stuff like that, and then Top Rank still has talents that they can kind of build on for whatever the next move may be. So,
I mean, Bob said that they got something in the works. So,
yeah.
As far as the streaming Top Rank on Bounce.
Honestly, if that happens, I would be surprised. I mean, Bounce is on I mean, you can find it, but the thing is, Bounce is not on HD. At least it's not on Fios' system.
I do see or imagine a lot of fighters potentially being on OT, a lot of their not lower level, but the expendable fighters going to OTX and some of the club, pro box, some of the high level club cards until they find a home.
Yeah, either that or they'll go on a turkey card. I mean, Shushu is a Riyadh scene ambassador, so
a lot of the big names will be on the turkey cards, but Bob Aaron's been in the business for 50 years. They'll figure it out.
I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, if there's one person in this whole boxing industry that I'm not really worried about what type of moves they make, it's Top Rank. They've been in this business since 1966. So they've done it all, seen it all. I'm pretty sure him and Todd are all putting.
Yeah, they've been in this game for decades, so I'm not concerned about that. You're right.
Yeah. But like I said, we'll